Hello everyone and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're going to take a look at another set from Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. This time around it's an upgraded set from 2005 and it is of course this one, General Grievous's wheel bike. This is set number 75040 and it currently retails for around $19.99. You can currently get this one on sale at various outlets, but as always there is a link down below in the video description where if you want to purchase this one online you can do so via the official LEGO shop. As I said, this set currently retails for around the £20 or $20 mark and it consists of 261 pieces, so the build isn't bad at all, and with this particular set the final outcome is brilliant. I absolutely love the look of this vehicle, it's really cool. And while I mentioned at the beginning of the review that it's a little bit of an upgrade to a 2005 set, it's a bit of a downgrade at the same time, because the original 2005 version of the wheel bike did in fact include the Boga lizard that we see in Revenge of the Sith, obviously during that chase scene on Utapau. So with this particular set we only get the wheel bike and the two figures, but the vehicle itself is a mass improvement over the previous release. So it loses a few points but it gains some at the same time, so it depends again which side of the fence you sit on when forming an opinion on this set. But hopefully in this review I'll give you a look at it and you'll get to take a look at its features and the details of it, and maybe it'll convince you to pick this one up. So as I said, this is of course the box that this set comes in, and as you can see on the front there you've got a very cool image of the wheel bike in action with Obi-Wan Kenobi holding on for dear life there at the back. Down in the bottom we've got the images of the figures that are included with this set. We get a brand new Obi-Wan Kenobi and a brand new General Grievous. While the box says that these figures are brand new, they're not particularly brand new, they're just repaints. And we'll talk about some of those details and those repainted bits in just a little bit. And then on the reverse side of the box we have some action features that the vehicle comes with, as well as some action shots of the set itself. So a really cool one. This is definitely one that I'd recommend picking up. So without further ado, let's take a look at it. As always, we'll kick things off with the minifigures, and we'll begin by taking a look at this guy, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, as I said at the beginning of the review, these particular figures aren't really brand new. They are based on previously released figures, but they do come with some new accessories and some new paint jobs. So Obi-Wan Kenobi, for example, does indeed come with the blaster pistol and the Magna Guard staff instead of the lightsaber that we've seen with previous releases, and I do believe that the leg printing on this figure is brand new as well. The rest of the figure is very similar to the one that was included with Anakin's Jedi Interceptor from 2012, so it has the same hairpiece, the same head, and the same chest piece. Obviously with most LEGO minifigures these days we do tend to get the double printed head, so if we spin the hair around, on one side we have the stern and concerned sort of neutral expression, and then as you saw on the opposite side we have the more battle hardened, ready for action expression. As you can see, there are some really cool printed details on the figure's torso. You've got the Jedi belt with all the buckles and pouches there. You've got the robes printed on the torso. Again, the leg print in there as well. And on the back, that detail continues around where you've got some more buckles, pouches, and creases in the robes. As you can see, the Magna Guard staff that this figure comes with is a combination of parts. It uses a single sort of rod piece with a couple of lightsaber hilts on either end, and some sort of pink jewels in the end of those lightsaber hilts. I'm not particularly sure whether this is the best way to represent one of those weapons, but it looks cool. Would have preferred if these were blue instead of pink. Might have made the weapon look a little bit deadlier. And the blaster pistol that Obi-Wan comes with is just the regular blaster rifle that we've seen with previous figures in the past. So a decent version of Obi-Wan, but it really essentially is only the weapons and accessories that make this figure dramatically different. In my opinion, the true minifigure highlight of this set is General Grievous himself, and this particular figure is a repaint of the Clone Wars version of Grievous that was included with the I nearly said Maleficent then, that's the wrong Disney franchise, the Malevolence, there we go, managed to get it out, that I have previously reviewed. It was in fact one of my very first LEGO Star Wars reviews. So as always, feel free to check out my LEGO Star Wars playlist and you'll be able to see that review. The previous version of Grievous did feature sort of a creamier brown sort of paint job, and obviously a much more animated style face, whereas this one is very pale, he's almost white, and as you can see the facial print is much more realistic to the movie. As always, he does come with his trademark 4 lightsabers, so he's got 2 green ones and 2 blue ones there, and obviously 2 of those arms can be removed so that you can have Grievous in his more simplified 2-arm battle mode. And this also comes into play when you sit Grievous down on his wheel bike. So I'll show you that in just a little bit as well. But a very, very cool figure. Really do like this guy. I think, considering that he's a LEGO minifigure, I think they've captured the look of Grievous really, really well. I love that hunched over look that he's got with the neck leading up to the head. Just a really cool, nicely detailed figure. So there we go, that's Obi-Wan and Grievous, the minifigures included in this set. So now let's move on and take a look at the wheel bike itself. As always, we're going to zoom out a little bit. Now let's take a look at this set. As I said, it's really, really cool. I must admit that this is a really nice sort of interpretation of the vehicle that we see in the movie. As I've said in previous reviews, you know, it's hard to capture detail in some of these LEGO sets because obviously they're covered in studs and bricks. But this is, again, one of those vehicles that just looks really accurate to the film. As you can see, you've got the main detail of the wheel bike, which almost looks like teeth running all the way around the wheel itself, and as you can see in the centre we have that transparent clear wheel, which obviously gives a really nice look to the overall set. What would a wheel bike be without a spinning wheel? So obviously if you want to run this one around your living room or your bedroom and pretend that they are the sinkholes of Utapau, then you can indeed spin this one round like so. It goes at a really considerable rate. What's that going to be, like 100 miles an hour? Something like that. So, pretty cool. Really like that aspect of the vehicle. These teeth sort of elements that we see around the wheel itself are constructed in sort of a belt form. What you do when you build this setup is you connect all of these sections together, as I said, into sort of a belt, and then just wrap it around the wheel and connect it at the end. And you know, it's a nice way of building it up. It looks pretty cool. As you can see at the back of the vehicle, we do indeed have a handle. So again, you can hold that while you push this one around. Obviously, the legs of the wheel bike do indeed, what's the word? Help me out. Not detract. They fold up. Is the word I'm basically looking for. If you take the legs, start with this side, you can proceed to close up the pincers like so, fold up the legs like that, so you can move this one from sort of landing mode, if you want to call it that, to attack mode, and then that's when the handle at the back comes into play and you can push this one along your living room or bedroom floor. So that looks pretty cool. If we come around this side of the wheel bike, you'll see a rather large and hefty looking cannon, which does indeed fire a flick fire missile. These two cannons, sort of the main cannons, don't fire, which was a surprise to me. I actually thought that those would be the firing missiles, but no, it's this missile at the side just there, which is sort of concealed, which does indeed fire out, and you do that by pressing this Technic piece at the back, and that will not so much fire, more drop, but you get the idea. Give it some force and it will fire out. On the other side of the wheel bike, we have the seating area for General Grievous, complete with a control panel, which I'm not entirely sure you can see very well. Just zoom in a little bit for you, just to give you a look at that. As you can see, you've got the control panel there and the seating area. Now Grievous's feet do connect to these studded parts at the front, so just for the purposes of this review we'll demonstrate that now. I'm not going to take the lightsabers out of his hands because I think he looks a little bit cooler with them in his hands while he's sat in the wheel bag. Can be quite fiddly to get him to connect to those studded pieces. He doesn't particularly fit in there very tightly, but you get the general idea there. So very, very cool. And then obviously you can have Obi-Wan holding on to the back of the wheel bag as shown on the box and recreate the scene from the film. So essentially I think that's all the features that this one comes with. It's not particularly gimmick heavy, which sometimes is good as you get a more sort of screen accurate representation of the vehicle seen in the film. But I think a few additional firing rockets wouldn't have gone amiss, but the general design of this one is enough to warrant the purchase in my opinion. It's a really nice looking set, and in my opinion, as I said at the beginning of the review, the only thing that really lets it down is the fact that the burger lizard is missing from this set, even though it was included in the 2005 version. So other than that, it's a great set. As I said, for the price it's really good. Obviously the brick per dollar or pound ratio is definitely there. 261 pieces for around £15–20 is really good, and yeah, it's definitely a set that I'd recommend picking up. Really, really cool looking, some great minifigures, and just a really fun set. So to wrap things up, that is Lego set number 75040, sorry, General Grievous's wheel bike, once again from Revenge of the Sith, and yeah, definitely a cool set. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at this one, and as always I'll be back with many more figure and Lego reviews very soon. Got tons to cover over the next few months, so stay tuned, and as always keep collecting, and may the force be with you.